Let's look at the wreck salvage missions in Star Citizen 3.19. These missions come in two flavours, lawful ones under general and risky under personal. I tend to avoid the lawful ones because they don't fit my requirements for the process that I use to make salvage money. In a nutshell, this process is jet in, scan for cargo, grab the great cargo, and jet out of there, then dump the mission. Let's see how this all works. First thing you need to know is that salvage missions cost money, so you need to keep track of your outlay as well as your income from cargo sales. I focus on cargo only right now because it is time efficient and the rewards can be huge. Huge, as in $500,000 huge in one haul for a time cost of about 10 to 15 minutes. In reality, there are lots of empty ships though, so more realistically 30 minutes. Head into the contract manager, pull up the personal tab, and browse the risky salvage missions. These seem to spawn in Crusader or Hurston only, so the list will show missions for both areas. Make sure you check the location before you grab one. All the Crusader missions are around Yella, while the Hurston ones are spread out around the moons. I recommend Hurston, and I'll say why in just a minute. Should go without saying, but you'll need a ship with a decent cargo capacity. I've been using my MSR, but I reckon a Cutlass or even an Avenger Titan could do the job just as effectively because we're going to be quite picky. Look for Freelancer, Freelancer Max, Connie, or Caterpillar. They seem to have the best odds of cargo of any kind. I've seen some in the Hammerhead and Starfarer too, but it's a bigger outlay and I find the odds are lower. On approaching a wreck, activate scan with V and hold down fire until it finishes. Look for drugs and illegal goods. Ignore everything else. The majority of the also ran cargo needs to be taken to a capital city, which takes a lot longer to offload for a shittier return. Your big money items are maize, gasping weaver legs, and oisin hides. These are around 90k, 105k, and 200k respectively. These come in green or brown boxes, and if you only have time or space for a few things, always prioritize these green and brown boxes. You can grab the white boxes, which often contain drugs, but these can be harder to offload. Now simply dump the mission and scan the classifieds for your next target. Rinse and repeat. If you cycle through each mission fast enough, you'll never even see the security ship that comes to inspect the site. The timer is about, 30 odd minutes, but I've actually only ever seen it come in once, and it was only a Gladius. To sell your ill-gotten gains, head to the Reclamation and Disposal Orinth. They buy most things at their no questions asked console. Whatever you can't sell, you might be able to offload at Grim Hex. Remember when I recommended doing this at Hurston though? Well, the reason for that is that the R&D Orinth is there, and they just seem to take a wider range of goods. Plus, I think it's easier to access. It's really worth shopping around for another buyer unless you have maize, weaver legs, or hides that won't sell somewhere. Definitely hold on to them and try another no questions asked console. Anything you can't sell, just ditch it out the back and get back to salvaging. In this short run, I paid 40k in fees and made 51k. That's about 11k profit. Not great, but in the past I've seen profit of 400k or more multiple times. If you find this short tutorial useful, I'm putting together a whole series and could use the motivation to keep going. So click that like, subscribe if you want to join the crew, and enjoy the ride. Gavor out.